we are going to talk about discovering the who in our healing journey. So tonight's focus is all going to be about who. Different questions about who, but all related to our journey. So let's get started. What does it mean to heal? I was talking to David, and he shared a good point that we should talk about what you can heal from and what healing is. So, a definition that I found that I really, really like is healing is defined as the process of recovering from an injury or an illness or improving a difficult situation or emotion. So, I really like this definition because it clearly states that healing is a process. It's a process. It takes time. It doesn't look the same for everyone. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's the process of recovering from something that's injured you, something that's left you feeling sick or ill or weak, or improving a difficult situation or healing from a difficult emotion. So today, when we're talking about the who in our healing, we're going to go back to this definition, the process of recovering from an injury or an illness or improving a difficult situation or emotion. So the first question that we want to really explore around the who in our healing process, and remember, we're recovering. We're recovering from some things that hurt us. We're recovering from some things that made us sick. We're recovering from some difficult situations. And so, what is a healing journey? A healing journey is I used to be unforgiving, but now I'm loving. I used to be bitter, but now I have all this forgiveness in my heart. What they did really hurt me, but I've recovered from it. We can't get to a place of healing until we recover from the injuries. It did hurt. It did hurt. And that's so important to acknowledge. That's part of the process. That's why we're talking about we're defining our healing. It did hurt. It made you feel weak. It felt like a cut. It was a difficult situation. You have been working towards the process of recovering, coming out, coming through, healing up from that injury, healing up from that illness, forgiving, healing up from the things that happened to you in your childhood. A lot of things happened to us when we were children, when we couldn't defend ourselves, but we're going to heal from that. And we're going to start tonight by declaring and decreeing who's going to be a part of our healing journey. So if everybody's ready, let's go ahead and say, let's get real so we can heal. And I was talking to God and he said, actually, let's get real. It's time to heal. We don't have to continue to walk around and pretend as if we're not hurting, that we don't have cuts, that we don't have injuries, that we got it all together. I ask people how they're doing. Everybody's like, I'm fine. They're not fine. How might we be real so that we can heal? It's time to heal. So tonight we're going to recover. Recover. That word is just so strong in my spirit. We're going to recover. Recover back your peace. Recover back your ability to love. Recover back your ability to trust again. All of that, right? Because the injury, the thing that hurt you, the thing that took those things away from you, thought you weren't going to recover, but you are going to recover because we're getting real so that we can heal. And we've already declared and decreed that we're healed. So we're already recovering. So congratulations on your recovery. First question we're going to ask is, who will support your healing journey? Remember, all of the questions tonight are about who. Who will support your healing journey? Now, I specifically was instructed to say your healing journey and not you, because sometimes there are people that will support us, but they don't want to see us healed. They don't want to see us recover. They'll come around and they'll help us in our mess. They'll help us be unforgiven. You can call them when you want to gossip. You can call them and they can say, you're right, don't forget that person. You're right, they shouldn't have did that. They support you. But when you say, I think I want to do something different, I think I want to heal, I think I want to forgive that person, they have a lot of feedback about, you don't have to do that, you shouldn't do that. So we're looking for the people that are going to support your healing journey, the people that are going to come alongside and say, yeah, I agree with you. You can be forgiving. I agree with you. You are the head and you're not the tail. I agree with you. You do have value. I agree with you. You are going to recover. Those are the people that you want to identify and write them down. You know who those people are. Those people who want to see you in that recovered land, in that healing place. You really want to write those people down. Okay, that's the first question. Who will hinder your journey? I'm going to say it really slow because this is really important. And we don't oftentimes want to be honest and say that we have some people around us who are going to hinder our journey. Who are some people that don't want to see you recover? Who are some people that are going to do everything they can to keep you in a space of looking at that wound instead of cleaning it? Looking at that wound instead of getting it bandaged up? Who is going to hinder your healing journey? When it's time for you to read the word, they're going to say, oh, let's watch TV. When it's time for you to say, you know what, the Lord really put on my heart to reach out to this person, they're going to be the ones say, oh, well, text me first. Like, let's talk about, let's FaceTime. Let's go and do all these other things. They're going to hinder your healing journey. And this is not to have a place of judgment towards them. So we're not saying they're bad, not saying they're good, but we're being honest about the situation. We're getting real because it's time to heal. And we're saying, I know this person is going to hinder my ability to recover. Who is that person for you? That's the second question that you should be asking yourself. And it's a very important question because when we know who will hinder our healing journey, that gives us the wisdom to understand who we don't need to tell about the journey. If we know they're going to hinder it, they might not need to be the first ones to hear about it. They might need to just see you in the recovered place. And that's okay. You can wave to them from the recovered place because they're not going to hinder you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and declare and decree that these individuals will not hinder your recovery because we're getting healed. We are already healed and we're walking on our healing journeys. We have the healing mindset. Our mindsets are healed. We're no longer looking at ourselves and saying we're unworthy. We're no longer looking at ourselves and saying, if my hair is not done, then I'm not beautiful. If my shirt is not new, then I don't have value. So those people that are going to hinder, we're going to go ahead and write them down because it's going to be important to know. Number 3, who will distract your healing journey? And it's very important to understand that there are going to be some people that are going to hinder, completely try to stop. But then there are going to be some people who are going to be distracting. Let's do these other things, not because they don't want to see you recover, but just because they have that spirit of distraction on them, right? So they may join and say, let's do it together. And then next thing you know, distraction. They're doing something else. We back on the scrolling on TikTok. We talked about it the first week. We said we were going to put the phone down and pick up a book. We said we were going to put the phone down and go for a walk. We said we are going to pick up the book, put the phone down and do some other things. And here they go like, did you just see this new reel? They're not trying to hinder. They're just distracting you from your healing journey. And I hope that it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, that some of the people are you. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes we are the ones that hinder our own healing journey. Sometimes we are the ones that distract against our healing journey. Not because we don't love ourselves, although for some individuals that might be the case. For some of you on here tonight, you may not love yourself, and that may cause you to distract from your healing and hinder. But because we don't know what recovery looks like. Some of us have been under the weight of this bondage for so long that it feels comfortable. In psychology, we call it this idea of cognitive dissonance. Like, why would I want to stay bound when I can be healed? And one of the reasons is we know what it feels like to be bound. If I always say that I'm unworthy, I know what that feels like. I can handle that. I can handle the people that come around me that say I'm unworthy. I can handle all of these things that tell me I'm unworthy. If I'm the angry person, I understand what it looks like to be angry. What's scary is, what does it look like if I'm kind? What does it look like if I'm loving? What does it look like if I open up my heart to receive? That can be scary. And so we can find our own selves hindering and distracting from our healing process because we are afraid of what's on the other side. Can I live a life where I feel worthy? What does that look like for me? What does it look like for me to not be perfect? What does it look like to make mistakes and to be okay? These are thoughts that we may have, and they may prevent us from fully leaning into our healing process. But that's okay because we came to uproot them tonight. And so we're going to pull them on out of here. So I'm going to pull out that idea that the bondage is better than the healing. We talk about it with the Israelites. They wanted to go back to slavery when they were on their way to the promised land. Why? Because it was familiar. We're going to be the Israelites that made it to the promised land, the ones that walked in their freedom. That's going to be the spirit that comes upon us tonight. And so we're going to declare and decree that we are going to walk in our freedom. We're going to walk in that promised land. We're going to be like Joshua was when he went out and he looked at the land and all he could see was the blessings. All he could see was, wow, this is amazing, God. And wow, you're going to help us take out these enemies. And wow, that's the spirit that we're going to walk in when we look at our healing journey. We're going to see all of the things that God has promised us as we heal. We're going to see that tonight because we're going to identify who is going to hinder, who is going to distract, and then who is going to support our healing journey. And last but not least, I told you all we're going to be brief tonight because I want you all to share, share, share. I want this healing to go out to as many people as possible. And the reason I'm so big on the sharing is because there is a lot of pain. As an intercessor, I can feel the pain in the earth, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of discomfort, a lot of feeling of chaos. That may be around us, but that is not how we are going to live. And so when we're able to say that despite what is going on around me, I'm going to still make it to my healing land, we're able to get there and we're able to have peace along the journey. So I want you all to share so that we can begin to defeat that spirit of fear that has come into the atmosphere, defeat that spirit of anxiety and chaos and worry, and replace it with the healing that only God can give us. And so, like I said, last but not least, who do you need to connect with on your healing journey? So we know who will support you, and that's really important. Sometimes people that support us are doing it from the background. Maybe their support looks like, well, we used to go out to this place on a certain day, but because of your healing journey, I'm going to say, hey, why don't we change it to another day so that you can go to the gym, so that you can go to prayer, so that you can go to Bible study, so that you can go to whatever it is that helps you with your healing place. And so I may be supporting you from a distance. But now we want to talk about who you need to connect with. Who do you need to connect with to take this healing journey with them? Some people can say an accountability partner. That's a nice way to talk about this individual or these individuals. But even if we take away the word accountability, which can have some shame and it can have some strong emotions behind it, we can just say the person that you're going to connect with, your connection partner. Who is your connection partner? Who are your connection partners on your healing journey? Who are you going to connect with so that you can make it to that place of healing? So, again, we're going to go over the 4 questions, and I'm just going to encourage you all. I'm going to encourage everyone to really take the time tonight to really explore these healing who questions. We started off with the definition of healing, the process of recovering from an injury or an illness or improving a difficult situation. Sometimes that situation can be something that we didn't cause. Sometimes that situation can be something we did not want. You didn't want to get laid off. You didn't want to lose the job. You didn't want to get demoted. You didn't want the divorce to happen. Even though we were not the cause of it, we are empowered tonight to begin to heal Heal from that difficult situation. Heal from those difficult emotions, those emotions that make us feel like healing can never be a part of our portion. We are able, and I declare and decree that we will be able to heal from those. And we're going to start by asking, who will support your healing journey? Being honest, who will it be? And I'm willing to be a supporter for anyone who is on their healing journey. If you need my support, I'm here to say it. If you need to hear me say every day, you are healed, I'm willing to do it. Maybe I'll make a little short that says, you are healed. So you can listen to it when you have those discouraging moments. But you are healed. You can heal, you are healed, and you shall be healed. All of those things are true for you. Number two, who will hinder your journey? Being honest with ourselves. If it's us, that's okay. What are some things about myself that I know will hinder my journey? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's doubt. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's unforgiveness. Maybe it's bitterness. Maybe it's busyness. Oh, my. Let's talk about being so busy that we don't have time to heal, right? Busyness seems on the outside to be a positive thing, but busyness can sometimes prevent us from doing the work that we need to do. So, identifying who's going to hinder your journey, being okay if that one of those people in that's going to be a hindrance is you. That's okay. That doesn't mean you're good. That doesn't mean you're bad. That just means that you're healing. And so we want to say, if you're one of those people, being okay with that and acknowledging and saying, okay, I know that I might do this to hinder my journey. And then automatically the next line will be, but this is a way that I'm going to combat that, right? So if I know that I'm going to procrastinate, maybe I set a timer for myself. So if I pick up my phone, I can only have it up for 30 seconds because I know I'm going to procrastinate if I have my phone for longer without a timer. And there we go. We've already walked closer to our healing. Number three, who will distract your healing? Who is going to pull you away from where you are trying to go? You're going towards healing. You're going towards freedom. Who's going to pull you away? Who's going to distract you? Writing that down so that you can understand, I have this healing journey. This person right here, sometimes it's our own selves, sometimes it's someone else. They're going to try to come in and they're going to distract. How might I work with that person? Is it that I don't share all the parts of my healing journey with them? Is it that maybe I refrain when I talk to them? Is it whatever it is for yourself, really understanding that the who is going to distract you is important, but then immediately afterwards coming up with a plan. This is who it is. This is what I'm going to do so that I can reach my journey. And then last, who do you need to connect with on your healing journey? I just hear in the spirit, some of us love to isolate. We love to be an island up to ourselves. We love to be on an island. We don't really like a lot of people. I hear it all the time, like, no new friends, I think is a phrase that people would say, or I just like to be by myself, or I don't like all that attention, all of those things. But if you're going to make it to your healing journey, you're going to need some connections. So being willing, right? So maybe you might have said one of your answers to who will hinder is, I'll hinder myself because I won't allow others to connect with me. So now we want to make sure that we can have an action plan for that. So if you know that's one of your hindrances, then when you get to the last question, you come up with the action plan. I know I normally would hinder, but here we go. Now I'm going to connect. I'm going to be honest and realistic and authentic and say, these are the three people that I need to connect with on my healing journey. And I'm going to connect with them. Maybe the connection is small. Maybe the connection is just a phone call. Maybe the connection is a text message. Maybe it's a Facebook message. Maybe it's meeting in person, whatever it is. But who can you connect with? So that on days when you feel like going back to Egypt, on days when you feel like being unforgiving, on days when you want to go back to bitterness, on days when you want to open your mouth and say, I knew I couldn't do this, on days when doubt comes and you want to say, oh, I doubt that I'm called to do this very thing. I doubt that I'm a good mother. I doubt that I'm a good wife or husband or father, grandfather, uncle, aunt, whatever it is, whatever the whatever would pull you back when you're walking towards your healing journey, having that connection with someone. And for some of us, that connection is with people, but it could also be through prayer. That's really important. How can we connect with God and say, God, I don't know how I'm going to make it through, but I'm leaning on you. I'm leaning on you to show me who to connect with here in the earth realm. And I'm also leaning on you to give me some encouragement. Remind me of what you've done before. Remind me of those you've healed around me. Okay, everyone. I want to just end by saying we're going to get real so we can heal, but we are healed. We are healed. You all can do this. And I'm so proud of everyone